This is Pedro Delatorio with Campus Progress. Last week, I was in Phoenix, Arizona for a major rally against SB 1070 when the Trail of Dreams, a group of 4 students who walked from Miami to DC to urge the president to stop the deportation of students and the separation of families, made a major announcement.
We are going to be going as well to meet with Sheriff Joe Arpaio. We're going to go talk to him. We're sending him a letter requesting to meet with him because we will not tolerate anymore the discrimination that he's doing against our people.
A few days later, at the Festival of Human Rights, organized to welcome the thousands that came from around the country to protest SB 1070 the following day, I caught up with 2 of the walkers and we talked about their plans.
Tuesday we're going to go visit the office of Sheriff Joe Arpaio. We sent a formal request for a meeting about a week ago, and today we got a response that they're obviously rejecting the meeting, and they said speak to the chief of police, I believe. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go on Tuesday and ask if Arpaio's there and request to speak to the chief of police about the 287G programs, the SB 1070, the enforcement, mainly like the concerns that there is around racial profiling and the way that people in the community feel unsafe and feel this culture of terror around, being profiled for just the color of your skin or your country of birth or your cultural heritage. I mean, so many different things. So yeah, that's why we're here. We're trying to not only support the local work, the local organizing that's being done for this big mobilization on Saturday against SB 1070, but also to show the immigrant community that we don't have to live in fear. Arpaio is seen as this symbol of hatred and oppression in this country, and there's no reason why we should feel that we have to hide from an official that's supposed to be keeping our community safe.
I think for the last 4 years he has been rounding up immigrants, and what he does is that he goes to predominantly immigrant communities and basically does checkpoints all over Phoenix, and that just creates a sort of a place that immigrants just feel that they're not welcome, but not only immigrants, but anybody who is brown, anybody who looks Latino. Lots of racial profiling cases. There are more than 200 they've sued him at least 200 times on charges of racial profiling, and he's just known for that type of stuff, and he's a symbol of oppression against immigrants all across the United States. And unfortunately, Arizona has become sort of like a laboratory for very bad policies for people, for low-income, undocumented immigrants, and we're here to basically tell him that we're human beings and we should be treated with dignity. Well, number one, we're going to tell him that we're undocumented, which is, the big thing. There has been nobody ever who was undocumented try to speak to him because they're so scared of what he could do. And we're going to tell him that yes, we're undocumented. The reason why we're undocumented is because there is no pathway to citizenship in this country, and that's why enforcement-only policies doesn't make any sense. And every single time that he takes an action, such as the ones that he's doing around this county, basically destroys families and common folks' lives. And every time they say that they're targeting quote-unquote criminals, they're targeting people like us.
I think the message from tomorrow is the fact that the reason why we're having issues like this in Arizona and in the 287G counties around the country and the places where they're making new agreements of secure communities, it's because of the lack of immigration reform on a national level. We need, whether it be leadership in Congress and in the administration, to resolve this issue, and because of the fact that they keep delaying it and they keep putting it off, there's been a lot of horrible things that have come up at the local level. So this is really just a scholarship and provide access to higher education. And then, most importantly, we want the president to act now. We are tired of the excuses that he keeps making that, it's all on Congress, because it's not. He made a promise to immigrant communities in this country when he was running for president, and he promised that in the first 100 days of his administration he was going to begin a process of immigration reform, and he never did. So we feel that he has to fulfill his promise. He has to do something, and what he can't do is sign an executive order to stop the